Welcome one and all, whoever may be watching this. This is part 16, Tides of Numenéra. Now, the last video will have been a bit of a long one, and that's purely because there wasn't really a convenient spot throughout that whole sequence where I could just cut it. So, yeah, it was what it was, and hopefully it's not sort of as noticeable if you listen to me reading, but I was quite tired that day and I just wasn't expecting to have to read for more or less an entire video. So by the end of it, I was definitely feeling really exhausted. It definitely takes a lot out of me, just the concentration to have to read so much. But anyways, got through it. It's a new day, feeling a lot better.
I should really get moving before someone tries to kill me.
That's fair. Apparently my character doesn't like being idle, so let's level everyone up. Okay, let's stat pools. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh, okay, it's only these two. Cool, let's go extra effort. So your max effort level will allow you to spend more effort when performing tasks from 2 to 3. Sounds like a good plan to me. And he's only got the one. Who is this? Allegan. So, hold on, let me just... So intellect and might are his thing. Speed's not really his thing. And he is a nano, so... I don't know. So while living tattoo is active, so he's not really using his tattoos. So one into... Ooh, +1 armor. That sounds brilliant. So +2 armor, +1 resistance. Ooh, and hook. Him and what's his face can be hooking all the enemies. That sounds fantastic. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so intellect and speed seems to be his thing. So let's just keep that going. Oh, it sounds like they're talking in the background. Hold on, issue challenge. So all enemies in range who fail to resist gain compelled. So they focus... No, they are forced to attack you and receive -15 on... Wow! Because I was going to say, why would I want all of the enemies to come to Tibia? Because he's not a tank. But, okay. 10 evasion... Yep. Ooh. Cool. Alright. Happy days, I guess. I don't know if that was the best way to go about it, but that's how it's been done, alright? Now, apparently she can come with me. She looks down at the table and sorts through a couple of sheets of paper. Nothing here that requires my immediate attention, I suppose. Fine. I wasn't like super thrilled thinking about having her on my team because I feel like, yeah, she's just another jack. I really need a tank because we've got 2 nanos and 2 jacks. Oh, look at her speed. Far out, Brussels sprouts. She's going to be at the top of the crisis list, whatever it's called. Initiative rolls, that one. I think if we need to ditch either of these guys... Oh, look at his health, 42. I think it could be Tibia.
Fine.
Though weathered, the rungs on this ladder are firm and strong. At the top of the ladder, you can see a closed hatch. You can also discern the levers that hold that hatch snugly closed. Well, I mean, if I loot the place, will she get upset? Because there are things here I could take.
Yes.
Alright, she doesn't hate me so far. That's like a win-win all round. Interesting.
Of course.
Alright, cool. Thanks for the shin, McKenna. So we are now in the caravanserai. Is that the place? Yes, hello. I guess I should start talking to people. Who are these silver orphans? This robed man turns a golden bespectacled gaze and winning smile on you. He seems a charming enough sort, but it's clear he wants something from you and is perfectly willing to take it, politely and with absolute guile, of course. At last, he says, someone who looks like they can see further than their nose. These Sagasites are as observant as rocks. He clasps his hands together, pleading, "Please tell me you've seen a beautiful girl with purple hair. Her name is Persea. She is my beloved, but she suffers from a madness that causes her to fear everything. She can't stop running from imagined dangers, and I've been chasing her for, years now, trying to catch her and cure her before she hurts herself. Imagine me, a danger to her. Why, I brought her back."
Making a note.
I recently tracked her to Saga's cliffs, but none of these blind fools can remember seeing her, even though I believe she stayed here for a time. He grips your arm. "Let me give you a description so you will know her. She is heartbreakingly beautiful and wears winged hair combs that float around her head, constantly changing the arrangement of her purple hair. Please, if you see her or hear word of her, return and tell me. My name is Omadron, and I can be most generous." How do you hope to cure her madness? With love, mostly, but also with certain ancient techniques I have learned in my years of study for the cooling and untwisting of fevered and knotted minds. I am positive that once I am able to isolate her from the corrupting distractions of the world, I will be able to restore her to her true self. What caused her to go mad? He frowns, thoughtful. It is, I believe, some trauma associated with her birth or early life. We found that it could be overcome with love and care and certain medications, but even then some lapses occur. It was during the last of these that Persea vanished. I have been on her trail ever since. I am certain she will see clearly as soon as we are together. All right, farewell. Two silver humanoids stand near a small vehicle of indeterminate origin. Their skin is a reflective metallic sheen that makes them appear both a part of and separate from the scenery around them. As you approach, both of them turn to face you. They have no mouths, and their eyes are a fathomless black reflecting nothing. A name for these creatures rises from memory: silver orphans. It may not be the name by which they know themselves, but it's a name used by the Order of Truth. The silver orphans turn to stare at each other for several moments, then the one on the right gestures at you in a complicated pattern. Minds of machines we seek, know you any? Although you can't understand their gestures, you can hear their thoughts. Do you mean machine intelligences? They stare at you impassively, as though they can't hear you at all. The one on the left kneels, using a foreshortened finger to trace lines and circles in the dust at your feet. Ripples radiate from a point, first a square, then a human eye, then an unrecognizable mass of interconnected dots. The silver orphan looks up at you, awaiting your reply. Any minds of machines that we may find that which was lost. Tell the orphans about the peerless drones. You draw an approximation of the Reef of Fallen Worlds, indicating the location where you met the peerless drones with an X and copying the orphan's original drawing next to it. The one on the left crouches and adds a few quick strokes that you take to be a query for further information. One mind or many? After some thought, you draw one of the drones you encountered, then some more beside it for good measure, linking them all together in an attempt to indicate their connection to one another. The orphan on the right likewise crouches and stops your hands before turning to face its twin. Many, peerless. Long moments pass before they look back at you in unison. Then they reach inside themselves, withdrawing parts of an unidentifiable device. They fit the parts together, handing you a complete but curious Numenéra, the likes of which you've never seen. You have the feeling they're very pleased to have this particular intelligence reported to them. Great help you provide, great thanks you receive. Tell the orphans about the foreman in the underbelly. You sketch an approximation of the city's manufactory, including rough depictions of the foreman, careful to indicate how they tower over the human workers. Then you draw a line connecting them to the orphan symbol for machine intelligences. The silver orphans watch you intently until your drawing is complete. They turn to stare at each other. Then the one on the right reaches inside itself, its silver hand merging seamlessly with the glistening metal of its torso. An instant later, its hand is whole again and holding an object of peculiar construction. It drops the item into your hand. Payment, you assume. Glorious. We thank you. Take reward for service. Thermodynamic detonation. That sounds fantastic. I'm looking for a purple-haired woman. Have you seen her? They regard you silently with their wide, utterly black eyes and do not respond. Another time, then. Dang nammit, I was hoping that they would go and deal with Peerless. It was like, maybe I figured out a way where I don't have to destroy them all. Oh nice, Tranquility's Rest. So I'm assuming that's where we could chill for a little bit. Not that I'm in like super need of a rest. Ooh, an airship captain. Hello? Oh, okay. Ho there.
You've got it.
Maybe if we come up here? Maybe we should rest. I know it's just me missing points, but maybe that would be better than taking off into the sunset.
Right.
I'm assuming I'm ridiculously rich now. Yeah, 105 shin, that's close to ridiculously rich. So, okay, so this energized, confer energized, what does that mean? With parts scavenged from the hulls of ancient vessels, this ornament was crafted into one functional whole. Okay. So energized, choose a damage type, confer energized or damaged. Ah, okay, is converted to this chosen type. Nice. I might give that to one of my dudes, maybe. If I can. How do I give things to people? Nice. Didn't we get something else? Okay. That's right, we're resting. A woman as tall and graceful as a willow steps forward to greet you. She bows, then looks down at you with warm, gold-flecked eyes. Welcome, she says, to Tranquility's Rest. I am the proprietress, Tranquility. Are you looking for a place to take your ease? As she speaks, a sense of delicious calm comes over you, and you find yourself wanting to agree with her. There is nothing you'd like better right now than the peace and solitude of a quiet room. Perception, you begin to wonder if the sense of peace that surrounds Tranquility has something to do with the way she speaks. Her voice is low and rich, and she appears to be modulating it in some way. The technique is subtle, but the effect is profound, calming you and making you feel a little sleepy. You're using the tone of your voice to calm me. Is that something you learned? She raises her eyebrows. Very few people notice that. Well done. I am indeed manipulating my voice. When I opened this place, I wanted to make it the most relaxing hostel in the 9th world, and I worked to make every aspect of it soothing, even my voice. She smiles mysteriously. Another talent of mine has been helpful as well. Why would I want to be put into a trance? Could you use your calming abilities to put me into a trance? She looks bemused. No one has ever asked me something like this before, and normally I would refuse for fear of some complication, and perhaps retaliation for that. But I sense a certain affinity between us, a kindness we share. I don't think any harm would come of it. If you feel it would help you, I will do it. She reaches out to you. Now take my hands and close your eyes. As you take her hands, a scent like baking bread and honey overwhelms you, and she begins to sing in a soft but resonant contralto. The melody fills your head, making it heavy with slumber, so that your chin drops to your chest. You feel like you're being lowered gently into a warm bath. The water closes over your head, but there is no fear of drowning. You have returned to the womb where all is comforting darkness and the steady pulse of a beating heart. Oh wow, what have I done? You're looking a lot more well rested than you usually do. Oh, so she just took us here, is that what was going on? But also, what the mess? What? Wasn't that mentioned somewhere else?
Making a note.
This is the creature you freed from the Changing God's Mirror array. You recognize it as easily as your own breath. Glowing discs twist and fold within the shapeless mass, moving in tandem like eyes. Perhaps that's what they are. They lift, bathing you in their glow, and memory overwhelms you. You are blindfolded. You feel the rough fabric against your eyes and the frame of the lens, this creature's prison, in your hands. It shakes, struggling to get free. You feel its terror, its frustration, its sorrow. Your habitual frown deepens. Even now, after everything you've done to it, the thing wants to serve you. You release the lens and push it to the top of the array with your mind. It is of no use to you now, but later? Who can say? Then the memory crumbles. The creature, your mind whispers, stares up at you with eyes like radiant, unfurling flowers.
With you.
Says, through some hidden mouth. It is a thick, wet sound, but somehow not unfriendly. You've traded one prison for another. That isn't fair. Agrees, or appears to agree. It isn't quite clear if you are understanding the intention of those sounds or making potentially dangerous assumptions. Eyes focus on you, folding and unfolding. You hear a curious sound in the hidden reaches of the darkness above. The roar of an adoring crowd. An involuntary smile comes to your lips. This is what you have worked for in your short life. This is what you long to hear. Wide eyes momentarily flash silver. The sound dies away. Stares up at you, waiting. What was the sound I heard when you looked at me before? Why did your eyes change color? Flourish, explains, extending a slender tendril towards your ankle. Leave tumbled down, too many to count. I'll let it touch me. The tendril coils around your ankle, cool and dry. Nothing else happens. Apparently, just wanted to give you a hug. Aww, buddy. Eventually withdraws the tendril, taps your foot, and absorbs the delicate limb back into its body with a quiet pop. You aren't a reflection, are you? Can you leave my mind with me? Tendrils tickle the silent spaces between your eyes. Images of the people already traveling with you flash through your thoughts. Whispers shyly at last, its eyes contracting fold by fold. It seems the creature doesn't want to join you when so many are traveling with you already. Oh, McKenna, get out of here. I want a blob traveling with me. I'm gonna have to find out what kind of character this dude is, what its class is, because I mean, I want to travel with a blob that wants to give me hugs. That sounds fantastic. I'm here for it. I don't think there's really anything else around here. Except for whatever this is. Do I want to interact with that?
I'm ready.
Isn't that from whence I came at some point?
Yes, now. I'll remember that.
A wrestled mind.
On it.
Ooh, we're just taking a weird turn right now. As you cross through the portal, you hear the ringing of synth plate being battered, followed by frantic shouts. Focus, villain. Keep the beast away from me. I need just a little more time. You think focus is my problem? This is a piece of the sorrow, not some broken hound. Kamo spots you over the writhing haunches of the monster. Brothers, calm yourselves. Our friend is not lost as we feared. She will help. Strange. I saw it place a barrier against you mere seconds ago. You broke through so quickly. It shakes its head. No matter. I have an esotery that may banish this creature, but I need a few moments longer to prepare it. Assist Kamos and Villain in defending me so that I may do so. Or, you know, she could help. How do we know that ritual of yours will even work? Please complete the esotery. Do not leave me to fight this creature. As you say, if you have any knowledge of the Numenéra, you might also assist me, speeding the process. Get over here if that is true, otherwise I'll complete it myself. The sorrow fragment snarls at Villain, preparing another assault. The threat of violence triggers a reflex deep in your mind, and you subconsciously begin to summon reflections of your current companions.
Ready to test this out.
Excellent. Let's do this. Hey, he just hid in shadows. Can I make my guys do that too? Nice. Go do your thing. Me. Okay, let me go see if I can help Villain at all. No, not Villain, the other guy. Okay. Oh, you can hide too. Oh my gosh, everyone hide.
inconspicuous.
Okay, fine.
It's a plan.
Oh gosh. What, can you hide?
Fine.
I'm kind of amazed she's at the very end of the initiative roll here. Smash it with your hammer, go. Or don't, okay.
On it.
Okay, just
Fine.
walk up behind them. Smash it.
Why not?
His arms fold and extend in peaceful undulations as he drones a language you do not understand. Motes of light flow around his hands, his eyes meet yours. It's a complex esoteric I devised to project against the sorrow. I regret I was never able to make it strong enough for that creature, but perhaps it will be able to aid us here. You watch his arcane gestures and listen carefully to his words. The ritual is vastly complex, but you begin to recognize a pattern within it. Divyatiku notices your attention. You understand? Perhaps you can assist. With two of us, we might complete the ritual more quickly. Let's go lore. Let's just use it all. Listening to Divyatiku's incantation, you pick up the pattern of syllables he utters and devise a counter-melody. The motes flash and shimmer as your voices coalesce. Thank you. That sped up the process greatly. I'm afraid another verse would create too much energy for me to conduct, though.
Making a note.
Woo! I did a thing! With the fragment of the sorrow gone, you feel new connections being made to your mind. It's as though the sorrow itself were keeping you from your full potential. Oh, well done. We are in your debt multiple times now. In her debt? It's her fault we're trapped here in the first place. By my count, he stops and stares at his hands. They're transparent and becoming more so. Hey, what's going on? Intriguing. It looks at its hands and feet, which are fading in the same way. We are no longer tied to this place. Our consciousnesses are finding a more suitable location. I can feel the pull, as though my memories are being sifted for material to create something new. What does that mean? Are we dying? Are we free? Neither, I think. You can see through his head and chest. It means this part of the mental construct is not ours, not truly. We are being drawn to some place that is. She places a hand on your shoulder. It feels solid, though you can hardly see it anymore. Farewell, friend, sister. I don't know if we will meet again, but until... Then they're gone, and you are alone. Wow, that was a moment.